Hi, my name's Deni. I'm a part of the art team. I did various art stuff, but I mostly did the animations for Amelia, Ted, and the various enemies. How I joined the team was kind of interesting. I started off the year thinking I was going to make my own game and get a team involved with that. This one was a mobile game as well, rolling around inside of a ball as a little fairy. But when Quinn approached me, he was really interested in having me on the team. So after I showed off my pitch and kind of took a look at who was interested and who's not, I decided to just go with Quinn and his team, or Team of Player Lottle. It wasn't until later that I found out exactly why he wanted me to join the team. Turns out he saw one of my... Don't give me that look! It's not that bad! He saw one of my games project that I worked on for another class. He saw the graphics for that and he thought, oh, I'd really love to have that in my game. So that's why he approached me early on. Thing he didn't know at the time was those were 3D graphics looking like 2D graphics. And he wanted me to make 2D animations for it. I'm like, well, okay, this is my first time going into 2D animation, so excellent. I do have a passion for animation anyway, so it was something I was eventually going to get into. So it wasn't that big of a deal, but it was still kind of funny to think like, yeah, he wanted me for this particular art style that I actually haven't shown off yet. Yay. He always had this plan for everyone in the team to be involved in this game, which kind of made me want to work harder, I guess, which ended up being a hell of a lot of stress throughout the semester. It wasn't the only stress, it was a ton of stress from everything, oh my god. But yeah, then since then I've been working for Play Lottle, and it's been a roller coaster of a year, let me tell you that. Yeah, there were certainly some poses that were harder than others. That just comes with doing animation, and especially fresh into 2D animation. The hardest part was seeing, like I did a lot of these animations early on because we really wanted to get into production side, even though our teacher was telling us not to a lot. At one stage we were going too fast, another stage we were going too slow, and it's like, what the... So yeah, some of the animations were harder, but I think the most annoying part was I did those animations early around semester 1, and then coming into semester 2 I took up an actual animation class and got a lot better at animating. Then looking at my stuff from the earlier in the year, and I'm like, I want to go back and fix it. Yeah, I definitely learned a lot over the year when it comes to animation, movement. Definitely wish I could go back and make the animations look more fluid, but didn't have time for that. Another stressful part was dealing with the particular people, to say the least. Not very much one for confrontation, so every time there was a desk critique, I was incredibly stressed out and I was scared that I wasn't doing enough. Had a panic attack twice this year. That was fantastic.
Was there any particular character that you had difficulty with animating?
Mostly Amelia. It was definitely Amelia, just because the anatomy was kind of strange to work with. Well, just like going from working on 3D animation for so long and then moving into 2D animation is going to be a bit difficult. Some of the motion is very different, and how you go about those motions is very different. There's a lot of similar things, but there's also a lot of different ways to go about it, depending on the animation style. And with Amelia, she had like a very teardrop-shaped body with long legs, so and other like long appendages as well. So, and the scarf. The scarf was fun to do, so I like animating fabric. But yeah, it was hard to get those looking not robotic, I guess.
So how do you feel about the art side of things rather than the animation?
I do quite like the art style that we went with. It took a lot of revisiting and refreshing to get to where we are today. But I think like the end product that we've got is really good. And I'm glad that we did, like the teacher did tell us to like stop, go back, redo things, come back. Does it look good? Maybe yes, maybe no. Okay, go back. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with what we have got.
Anything that you enjoyed in particular?
Going out for drinks after the desk critique. That was excellent. Definitely enjoyed that after. It's like you're going into battle at the desk critique, and then you get through it and you persevere, and then you go and celebrate afterwards. Sweet.
Anything that you would change?
The team.
The entire team. Oh my god. But yeah, I wish I could time manage myself a lot better. I spend a lot of late nights working on stuff. That's a constant problem that I have to work on, time management. So I'm not up at the wee hours of the morning trying to get stuff done.
Have you learned anything from this experience creating Springateer?
Learned a lot about animation, time management, ever-going, developing skill, lack of skill in that regard. How to be more part of a team. Communication! That's a big one. I'm terrible at communicating.
Any last words?
Be prepared if you're going to go into one of this. There's a lot of work behind it. Even if you think like, oh, I'm just going to work on the art, or oh, I'm just going to work on designing the levels, there is still a lot of back and forth between people. You can't just work on one thing and think that you'll just do that alone. It's part of a team, and you have to accept the whole team if you want to get everything operating properly. I'd like to say one last thing first. Thank you to Ben for all of the help with the animations. I could not have done all of that without you. Bloody hell, there was a lot of work to do. Thank you for checking out our game. Bye.